Would you believe me if I told you that poverty and wealth are both subconscious convictions? Would you believe that? Well, I hope you do, because I found that to be very interesting when I came across it in The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. And right here it says that wealth is simply a subconscious conviction on the part of the individual. Now, that's very fascinating. And it's very optimistic when you really think about it, because so many of us believe that something outside of us is keeping the wealth away. Something outside of us that's more powerful than us, that is more knowledgeable than us, is keeping the wealth away. And that's not true. Poverty and wealth are both inside of you at the subconscious level. Now, what's the subconscious level? You know, people get it misconstrued when I say that the body is the subconscious mind. They're like, the body isn't the subconscious mind. The body is the subconscious mind, because the brain is the conscious mind. This is the mind that you're consciously aware of. And then you got the subconscious. This is the mind of habit. And nothing says habit like the freaking body. Nothing says habit like the body. And the body always keeps the score. What do I mean by the body keeps the score? Well, our subconscious beliefs in relationship to money or wealth or poverty or whatever it is based off of past experiences, particularly from early childhood. You know, if you are anything like me, you grew up in a household that struggled with money. And that struggle, guess what it did? It created a pain inside of the body. The pain of fear. Okay? And that got hardwired into the body. So if you are anything like me and you grew up in a household that struggled with money, then it's highly likely that the emotions that you experienced as a child have become embedded into your body, into your subconscious. And if you are struggling with money today, I guarantee you I can break it down and say that you probably come from a household that struggled with money as well. Because what we end up doing is living out what we experience as a child. Because when we're children, our brains are wide open, our minds are wide open. We're just literally absorbing everything in our environment, good or bad. You know, as a child, everything you imagined you believed to be true as a child. Your imagination was wide open, and everything was even more amplified as a child. So if you grew up in a household where your parents were always arguing about money, or you saw them struggle, then you have inside of yourself those memories that are stored into the library of your biological makeup. They're stored inside of you, and you have to make up your mind to remove those subconscious programs in relationship to money. Okay? And you have to condition yourself to believe that wealth is your birthright. Condition yourself. Okay, just like you got conditioned as a kid. You have to condition yourself today to believe that wealth is your birthright. That means that you have to override the feeling of fear when you think about money. It means that when you start perceiving that there's lack and limitations in the world, you got to catch yourself and override that emotion. Because if you don't override that emotion, what you'll end up doing is you'll simply live out a self-fulfilling prophecy of poverty. The reason why I know that is because I come from a household just like you. We have to override whatever limiting belief we have about finances that's embedded in the subconscious mind. You have to do it. You have to do it day and night. Just like you got programmed to fear money, just like you got programmed to assume that money was the root of all evil, just like you got programmed to believe that money was hard to come by, just like you got programmed that rich people were evil, just like you got programmed that you were not good enough to have money and that you didn't deserve money, just like you got programmed to take every dollar you get and give it to somebody else, you got to program yourself to believe that not only can you attract money, but you know how to multiply it as well. And you do that by habitually overriding those thoughts of lack and limitations inside of your conscious mind. And you do that by overriding those feelings of lack and limitation that you feel inside of your subconscious mind. And you got to do it day and night. I'm talking about developing a new muscle. I'm talking about every time you find yourself stressed out about money, you remind yourself that the only reason you feel stressed about money is not because it's true that money is limited. The only reason you find yourself stressed about money is because you have a belief inside of your body that says that it's hard to come by. But it's not hard to come by. There are people all over the world right now, while you are listening to me, that are making transactions big enough to make your eyes roll in the back of your head. Right now, during this economy, there are people racking it in. And I want you to pay attention to the dialogue that's going on in your brain while I'm telling you this story right here. You got to resist the temptation to ignore information like this. You want to click off of this video right now, because right now I'm challenging the belief that you have in your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is like, go back to TikTok. Go back to TikTok and just scroll endlessly. This guy's insane. This Robbie guy is insane. You got to fight that temptation. You got to fight that temptation. That's what's keeping you poor. That's what's keeping you broke. Scrolling on TikTok all day long. What are you doing? What are you doing? Wake up. Wake up. You have untapped resources inside of yourself. You are more powerful than you ever believed you were. And you can change your financial circumstances just like that. Because money is an idea. And your mind is filled with ideas. Yeah, your mind is filled with money-making ideas. And if you act on one of those ideas could change your financial circumstances forever. But the reason why you don't act on those ideas is because the ideas that you have about money in your subconscious mind is telling you that that's a dumb idea, so you don't act on it. You have all these great ideas, but you don't act on it. Why? Because your brain, your mind has been programmed to keep you poor. Don't you understand that the way the system is set up right now, the system depends on a certain amount of people being poor, a certain amount of people being middle class, and then a certain amount of people being rich? And you got to ask yourself, which one of those categories do I fit in currently? And number two, which one of those categories do I choose to be in? The bottom, the middle, or at the top? Which one of those do you choose to be in? And the moment you choose, you got to go to work. So you got to override those limiting beliefs about money that you have in your brain. And you override the limiting beliefs you have stored in your body about money by taking action that's in opposition of the action you've been taking up until this point. Because the action you've taken up until this point around the subject of money is in harmony with your old programming. And you got to rewire that programming. You got to do something different than you've been doing. And I'm here to tell you that if you don't learn to appreciate people with money, you'll never have any. Because you don't want anything that you think is not good, right? So if you think people with money are not good and you consider yourself to be good, you'll literally keep yourself away from having the thing that you want to have. This is why visualization is so important. This is why meditation is so important. This is why affirmations are so important. Man, we got to break out of this invisible prison that we're in. You know, if you are if you are not where you want to be, it's because you're in an invisible prison, and you have to break out of that invisible prison. I don't care if I have to do 1,000,000 push-ups to break out of the invisible prison. I'm going to break out of it, and I'm going to transform myself into the type of person that's going to have X, Y, and Z. That's how you have to think about it. Because if you don't think about it like that, you're going to end up with the same results over and over again. Now, working with the subconscious mind, you can learn how to be a magnet to abundance. You can learn how to attract abundance. You can learn how to radiate abundance. And because you radiate abundance, you naturally attract money-making opportunities to you over and over and over and over and over and over again. And over again. But you got to learn how to work with the conscious and how to work with the subconscious. Once you convict the subconscious that you are abundant, man, watch out, because you're about to start raining money. You're about to start raining money. Now it's time for you to start raining money. Okay? I want you to repeat after me. Say this out loud. I dare you. And if you're afraid of looking silly, how silly do you look looking poor? Okay? Because this is what I'm about to do. A lot of people ain't willing to do. I'm inviting you to say this out loud with me. I choose to become a money magnet. I want you to do your head just like this. Do your fingers just like this too. Don't just sit there and say it. Don't just sit there and be like, I choose to be a money magnet. No, you got to get involved. You got to get emotionally involved with it. I want you to do your head like this. I choose to be a money magnet. Absolutely. I choose to be a money magnet. I choose to be a money magnet. So when you're doing this, you're incorporating the body into it. This ain't just for looks, baby. This is so you can incorporate the body into it, get the body into it, not that head. Yes, you're in agreement, because again, the body is the subconscious mind. I choose to be a money magnet. I choose to bring in multiple streams of income that flow to me over and over and over again. I choose to bring in multiple streams of income that flow to me over and over and over again. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to get powered up about what we are attracting. We got to get powered up. You got to feel it running through your veins. Your affirmations aren't working because you're just saying it like this. You're boring, okay? Now, boredom can program the subconscious mind, but there's a time and a place for that type of affirming. We want to get pumped up about our dreams. Man, I believe I got ideas inside of me that are waiting to come out. I got money-making ideas inside of me, and I choose to bring those money-making ideas outside of me. I choose to act on these money-making ideas. I choose to act on these money-making ideas. I'm so fired up right now. I'm so fired up right now. See, you gotta talk to yourself like that. When you talk to yourself like that, your body is gonna respond. Because when you're living in fear, you start shrinking. You start shrinking. And you know what happens to a flower that starts shrinking? It just withers up and dies. And you're dying of fear. Now I'm powered up. I choose to attract so much money that it is so good to be alive. I choose to radiate abundance every single day. You got to talk to yourself like that. If you're not talking to yourself like that, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say if you are not talking to yourself like that. You got to talk to yourself like that. And you think that's crazy. You know what's crazy? Telling yourself that you can't do it. That's crazy. Telling yourself there's not enough money to go around. That's crazy. Telling yourself all the rich people, all they want to do is blah, 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 blah. That's crazy. You got to command this body to believe what you want it to believe. Because the body is smart, but the body is also dumb. And what I mean by the body is smart, the body is so smart that it's going to carry out whatever it's been programmed to carry out. But it's dumb because it doesn't get to choose what it carries out. It'll accept anything you tell it to carry out. Hit that body, tell that body, I command you. I know that's a little silly. Body, I command you to attract more money. I am programming my subconscious mind to attract more money. I believe that money is abundant in my reality. The universe is always supporting me financially. Say that. Say it to yourself. Tap the top of your head. The universe is always supporting me financially. I got more money than I can spend. I see money making opportunities all around me. All around me. I'm big money making Robbie. I'm big money making Robbie. Say that to yourself, whatever your name is. Say, I'm big money making whoever your name is. You got to get crazy about your money. Because what you've been doing isn't working, man. What you've been doing is not working. It's not working. So you got to do something different. Here's another technique for you. Take your hands just like this and wave them in a circular motion and say to yourself, I am a money magnet. I feel good about money. I believe money is good. I do great things with money. The more money I make, the more help I can provide. I deserve to live a luxury life. I deserve the finer things that life has to offer. Move your body. All I'm saying is move your body with it. You know, people sit here and they read and then nothing happens. They sit here, they read, nothing happens. They retain a bunch of information and they just walk around with the big head. I know how to recite this. I know how to recite that. It's not about reciting. It's about habit. We want to get in the habit of feeling like money is everywhere because it is. Screw the news, screw the media, screw the economic report. It's all about your vibrational report. It's all about the way you think about yourself and the world around you. That's what it's really about. It's not about all of that other stuff. It's about how you feel about your ability to attract money to you. That's all it's about. That's all it's about at the end of the day. That's all it's about at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about at the end of the day, baby. And you only have to convince yourself that it's possible for you. Go ahead, hold your hands out like this. And I want you to just silently say to yourself, I'm a money magnet. Man, I'm a money magnet. Did you know that I was a money magnet? Admit to yourself that you love money. Because I do. I love money. I love money. Let me hear you say that. I love money. I'm a wealth magnet. I have more than enough money. Oh, I love money so much. Say that. You got to get a little silly with this. I know you got to get silly with this. I know it looks silly, but you got to get silly with it because, again, doing it the way you've been doing it isn't working for you. I'm not going to argue for stuff that's not working. I'm going to just be honest with you. If somebody told me to do something that was working and what I was doing wasn't working, I'm going to just do what's working. What you are doing is not working to produce the results you say you want. It ain't working. So you got to do something different. And if you've been serious, you got to get a little silly, man. Move that body around. Start moving and grooving. Moving and grooving those muscles. Shake yourself up. I like to shake myself up. I love shaking myself up because, again, it's about attracting. And you got to be reminded of the fact that whatever you believe in is what your life is going to produce, even if you believe in it at an unconscious level. And a lot of us are believing in bad things at an unconscious level, acting like we don't know why it's happening. You know why it's happening because you believe in that. That's what you believe in. You believe that money is evil. You believe money is hard to come by. You believe that you don't deserve it. And that's what you got. Man, it's Robbie Cornelius. Come join me at the Mind Master Society. I got all kind of programs that can help you get your mind right. You steady watching these YouTube videos, not getting inside of the program. Shame on you. Go to mindmastersociety.com. Get on these group coaching calls with me. You need to get in the room with people that are thinking differently. And I'm a different thinker. I'm different. I'm different. I'm different. Go ahead and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Talk to you soon.